question of aren't we supposed to pull the shoulders back and down? And so I've got Andrew here, and he's going to demonstrate because you can really see his scapula really beautifully, his shoulder blades. So this is shoulder blade, this is shoulder blade, this is the inferior tip, and then the lateral edge of his scapula. So when Andrew lifts his arm up overhead, you'll notice that the bottom tip of his shoulder blade does what's called upward rotation. So now nice and slowly bring your shoulder blade, your arm back down, and then the shoulder blade comes back to resting. So lift your arm up again, Andrew. You see how the shoulder blade travels around. So now if Andrew had his arm up and I was seeing something like as he brought his arm up, his whole shoulder girdle did this and his neck disappeared, and I might say pull your shoulders back and down. But the problem isn't that this, lower your arm back down, the problem happened before he raised his arm. It was in the rhythm of the scapula and the humerus, so that when he raised his arm, instead of this shoulder blade doing upward rotation, the whole shoulder girdle translated into elevation. So misguidedly, I might tell someone, draw your shoulders back and down, but I've just compounded a problem that already existed. So when we bring the arm into flexion and the arm overhead, the shoulder blade should be able to freely move into upward rotation on the rib cage. If it can't, a few things that might occur is one might be that the whole shoulder girdle elevates, and so that as the arm goes into flexion, the humerus kind of draws up in the shoulder girdle, drawing the shoulder blade up rather than out and around. The other place you might see that if someone's limited there and gonna try to avoid it is they might actually extend and move through the rib cage. So to lift the arm, I'm gonna get you turned sideways, Andrew, so that when they lift the arm, they lift the arm, lift the arm, lift the arm, and then they might extend or do a back bend in order to get the arm back up closer to the ear. So the cue, pull the shoulders back and down, isn't a bad cue. However, you've got to look at the bigger picture, because if in moving the arm you've translated into elevation of the shoulder girdle, doing some work to get the scapula moving and the shoulder blade moving more freely on the rib cage is going to do you heaps more good than simply cueing shoulders back and down.